Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Charon, P.W. Hines, and I am the director of Mayor Bowser's Office of Community Affairs. I'm pleased to welcome you all here today on behalf of our Mayor, Muriel Bowser. Some of you may be wondering about the orange t-shirts that you see in the audience. Today, the Bowser administration is standing nationally with citizens across the country united against gun violence. As you know, gun violence has touched many of our lives here in the District of Columbia, as well as nationwide, quite a lot here lately. And so we're standing in solidarity with residents, business owners, faith-based communities, government workers, and people of all walks of life to say, safer, stronger DC, please put the guns down. I'd like to make a few acknowledgments. As we move through the program today, we are joined by our Ward 4 Councilmember, because we are in the great Ward 4, Councilmember Brandon Todd. We are also joined by Jeff Marootian, our Director of the Department of Transportation. We are also joined by Seth Charde, our representative from DC Water. We also have representation from the Kennedy Street Advisory Committee. Just give a wave where you are. The Kennedy Street Development Corporation, give a wave where you are. I also want to extend a special thank you to everyone in the Brightwood Park and South Manor Park neighborhoods, which includes ANC's 4B and 4D. I know we have ANCs present. Please give a wave. As well as our Civic Association leadership. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your patience during each phase of the construction process, which symbolizes another part of the Renaissance of Washington, D.C. Isn't it a great time to be a Washingtonian and standing here on the historic Kennedy Street corridor? Yeah. Our neighborhoods are strong. Our finances are in the best shape they've ever been in, from sports and entertainment and restaurants and playgrounds. We are a city that has something for everyone. Everyone has an opportunity here in Washington, D.C. And the mayor's continued investments in our pathways and waterways and in our infrastructure and corridors have contributed to this success. This is a great day for longtime residents of this community. It is also a great day for the businesses along Kennedy Street that have longed to see this historic roadway get a facelift. Now, I'm a little impartial. I grew up off of the 8th Street corridor, and we know about that revitalization, but I live just a little ways down in Riggs Park. But how many people have ever been to Jackie Lee's? The old Jackie Lee's, the new Jackie Lee's, the future Jackie Lee's. So that's just one of my favorite places, as well as my family and friends to hang out. So for those of you who have been around for a while, you know what a significant fixture Kennedy Street is in the district. It has more than a century of history and heritage. We are here today to build on that rich legacy, and we are proud to announce the completion of the Kennedy Street Revitalization Project. Let's get a big cheer for that one. Many of you were right here when we first broke ground on this project in October of 2016, and Mayor Bowser promised that her administration's $10 million investment would bring some major improvements to one of Ward 4's most important thoroughfares. And today I'm proud to say that we delivered on that promise. We, all of us, we delivered on that promise. With this project, I'm going to hold for a second. With this project, we're improving traffic safety at the intersections of Missouri Avenue, 2nd Street, and Kennedy Street. renewing our commitment to pedestrian safety by adding LED streetlights, creating more than 280 boxed parking spaces along Kennedy Street, installing new ADA-compliant wheelchair ramps at crosswalks and businesses along Kennedy Street, creating more options for bikers with new bicycle racks. And we made the corridor even more beautiful and environmental friendly with new benches, 3 bio-retention ponds, and dozens of trees. So with this project, we're not only revitalizing a historic corridor, we're also fulfilling our mission to become the sustainability capital of the world. I'd just like to close by thanking the teams at DDOT and DC Water for making our vision of revitalization of Kennedy Street a reality. Now I'd like to turn it over to DDOT Director Jeff Marootian for some remarks. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Director Hines. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? It is a beautiful day and a great day to be here on Kennedy Street. Let me just first say, and echoing the sentiments of Director Hines, this is what community partnership looks like. This effort is one that has engaged our A&C commissioners, our community residents, our colleagues in agencies like the DC Water, so many private partners, and this is what this comes down to, is this beautiful renovation with so much to be proud of. So first and foremost, let me say thank you to our mayor, Muriel Bowser, for her leadership in helping us get this project done. We must thank our Councilmember, Brandon Todd, for his incredible leadership in helping us deliver this project. I think he deserves a round of applause. I know we've got members of the A&C here. We've got folks from the Main Street, from the corporation, from so many other entities who helped us get this project complete. I want to also just say a special word of thanks to our DDOT team who spent tireless and countless days working on this project day in and day out. First and foremost, I want to thank Paul Hoffman. Where's Paul? Where'd Paul go? Where is he? There he is. Paul recently retired from DDOT, which is why he's not in official gear. But he has been one of our lead engineers who's helped us secure many projects, including this one. So I want to thank Paul for his team and the work that he's done. We've got a number of our engineers here: Gurmeet Tesfamichael, who's here, Stanley Friedman, Ali Sheikbahi, Zara Dariz, and so many others. I want to also pay special attention to thanking our team at Capital Paving, who helped us deliver on this project. Let's give them a round of applause. We are fortunate to have Francisco Neto here from Capital Paving, Abel Perea, and some members of their team as well. We depend on these kinds of partnerships with the private sector to actually make these projects a reality. I want to talk just briefly about some of the features that we've added here. It is always for us an advantage when we could combine aesthetics, sustainability, and safety. And this is an example of all three of those things. We've installed wider sidewalks. We've installed raised crosswalks. We've reconfigured intersections to reduce congestion and improve pedestrian safety. We've created 13,000 square feet of parks and green space. We've partnered with our colleagues at DC Water to include green infrastructure in the 100 block of Kennedy Street to manage stormwater runoff. We've added 10,000 linear feet of granite curbs and brick gutters. And we're installing a Capital Bike Share station, of course, at the intersection of Georgia Avenue and Kennedy Street. But those things deserve a round of applause too, I think. We've also done something unique that I think is worth mentioning, which is that we've created a logo to give Kennedy Street a greater sense of identity and place. And you'll see that we've got some shirts and some hats, but you'll also see that the logo is featured prominently on benches, on trash receptacles, and on signage. And that's really a strong indication of how proud we are of this great project. So I, again, want to, on behalf of DDOT, thank everybody for their participation in this project. We have a lot more great work to do throughout the city and throughout the ward, and we're counting on this type of collaboration in order to deliver that. So it is now my great privilege to introduce your Ward 4 Council Member, Brandon Todd.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. I am just thrilled to be here on the fabulous Kennedy Street to celebrate the Kennedy Street Streetscape Improvement Program that has been going on for the last year and a half or so. And I'm just thrilled to be here on behalf of the 82,000 residents of Ward 4 to celebrate this huge milestone. I want to thank Mayor Muriel Bowser and her entire administration for their leadership, and thank you, Charon, P.W. Hines, for representing the mayor. I want to thank our District Department of Transportation and all of the contractors and all of the consultants who were involved in this process. I want to thank my Kennedy Street Economic Development Advisory Committee, the Kennedy Street Development Corporation, and the Uptown Main Street. You may not know, but all of Kennedy Street Northwest and Upper 14th Street just received a Main Street designation, and we're called the Uptown Main Street. So let's hear for the new Uptown Main Street, because that's where we are right now today. I want to thank our advisory neighborhood commissioners who are present. I see Commissioner Natalie Schneider. I see Commissioner Barbara Rogers. I see Commissioner Nancy Roth. They all work very diligently to make sure that Manor Park, Kennedy Street, and Brightwood Park get all of the attention that they need from the government of the District of Columbia, and I'm just thrilled. And I also want to acknowledge many of our businesses along Kennedy Street who've endured all that comes with reconstructing a roadway, placing new sidewalks and benches and everything. So let's give all of our businesses a big round of applause. I see my good friend Kevin from Midtown Barbers. Actually, that's where I get my haircut every week. So thank you for being here. But this investment didn't just start in 2016. It really started back in 2007 when Mayor Bowser was then the Ward 4 council member. And I had the privilege to work with her then to get the revitalization plan for Kennedy Street pushed through the Council of the District of Columbia. And right along with then Councilmember Bowser and right along with her as mayor of the District of Columbia, we have been laser focused on ensuring that the government of the District of Columbia invests in Kennedy Street so that we can send a very strong signal to the private community that Kennedy Street is open and ready for new residents, we're open and ready for investment, and we're open and ready to be one of the best corridors in all 8 wards of the District of Columbia. So I'm just thrilled this $10 million investment is really going to be a game changer for Kennedy Street. We already see quite a lot of interest in this corridor. Someone is always talking to me about how they can invest in Kennedy Street. So I want to thank everybody who's stuck it out for the last 5 decades and everybody who's going to be with us for the next 5 decades. Thank you, everybody, and congratulations, Ward 4.
Good morning. I'm Seth Charde. I'm the program manager for Green Infrastructure Construction with DC Water's DC Clean Rivers Project. It's my pleasure to be here this morning to celebrate the completion of the Kennedy Street Northwest Revitalization Project. I'd like to take a moment to thank Mayor Bowser, Director Hines, Councilmember Todd, and Director Marootian. Today marks not only the end of construction for the Kennedy Street Revitalization Project, but also the end of the Green Infrastructure Challenge Green Infrastructure Streetscape Project. In 2013, DC Water launched the Green Infrastructure Challenge, a design competition to drive in the implementation of innovative, replicable, and cost-effective green infrastructure in the District of Columbia. Niche engineering was selected as the winner of that competition for the streetscape category to complete the designs for a showcase green infrastructure project on the 100 block of Kennedy Street Northwest, a project that would transform the streetscape, make the block a more habitable and pleasant place for district residents, support redevelopment and local business growth opportunities, provide pedestrian safety improvements, and reduce stormwater runoff that contributes to combined sewer overflows into Rock Creek. During the course of design for the Green Infrastructure Challenge, DDOT and the Mayor's Office announced their intention to reconstruct the Kennedy Street Northwest Corridor. This presented an opportunity for us to partner with DDOT, and the resulting partnership reduced project costs to ratepayers, minimized additional construction disruption to residents and business owners, and provided the basis for future green infrastructure partnerships between DDOT and DC Water, as exemplified by our current work together on Alleypalooza to deliver green alleys within DC Water's targeted combined sewer areas. DC Water has awarded over $2 million for construction of green infrastructure practices within the 100 block of Kennedy Street. The green infrastructure practices implemented throughout this project include planter bioretention, curb extension bioretention that also provides traffic calming and pedestrian safety benefits, permeable parking lanes, landscape infiltration gaps, and new street trees. The inclusion of stormwater-related educational art imprinted on the seat walls visually connects the localized management of stormwater on the 100 block to the Rock Creek, Potomac River, and Chesapeake Bay watersheds. All told, the green infrastructure installed on the 100 block of Kennedy Street will manage over 2 acres of impervious surface runoff, contributing to DC Water's overall requirement under the consent decree to manage runoff from 365 impervious acres within the Rock Creek sewershed. Completion of the green infrastructure work on Kennedy Street is one of several recent accomplishments by DC Water to reduce combined sewer overflows in the District of Columbia. In the blocks surrounding Kennedy Street, we are more than halfway completed with Rock Creek Project A, a green infrastructure project that will manage 22 impervious acres of stormwater runoff and has provided local green jobs to district residents recently graduated out of the National Green Infrastructure Certification Program, a certification program launched by DC Water and the Water Environment Federation. And on the gray infrastructure side, the recently completed Anacostia River Tunnel has prevented over 1 billion gallons of combined sewer overflow from reaching the Anacostia River since it opened in March of this year. Thank you. DC Water's DC Clean Rivers project will continue to deliver gray and green projects on time, on budget, and in the right locations in order to reduce combined sewer overflows in the District of Columbia. We thank you for your support as we continue working to reduce combined sewer overflows system-wide by 96% and to deliver projects that benefit all of the residents of the district. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge and thank a few individuals who are critical to making this project a success. Thank you to George Hawkins, our former GM, for his innovation and vision in bringing the Green Infrastructure Challenge to reality. To Carlton Ray, our director, who is unable to be here today. To Paul Hoffman, the DDOT project manager, for his leadership. Paul, I hope you're enjoying retirement. To the construction management teams, and in particular to Patrick DiNicola, John Fox, Kathy Poole, Rita Hassan. To the team at Niche Engineering, who designed the 100 block, to Capital Paving for all of your hard work and your efforts, to the ANC commissioners who are here today, thank you for your support. And finally, a big thank you to the residents and business owners of the 100 block. We thank you for your patience during the inconvenience of construction and want you to know that we are fully committed to maintaining the green infrastructure that's installed here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Now, if we have any media present, we will take any questions. I'll ask Councilmember, Director Marootian, and Seth to join me at the podium. All right, so now we will move to the ribbon cutting.
Thank goodness, right? Melissa Linchow. She was here. She had on Manhattan. Yes. Oh, there it is. Well, you're on the right side of it.
Excuse me, step aside. Step to the side. Step to the side. Sir. Get to the side. Gotta get this shot. You gotta get the shot.
Jordan and Melissa. Oh, I know. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Everybody can turn sideways so we get everybody.
Where are they?
Okay, can you move to the side?
Okay. They're here. Okay.
Jasmine.
Oh, sorry.
We're looking in the middle. Charon. Direct to Hines. Direct to Hines. We're going right here.
On the count of three, we should say Uptown Main Street. 1, 2, 3. Uptown Main Street. Woo!